cut the music, cut the music. Man, look, man, we going through it tonight.
Man, adventure time in unwrapped land.
Yeah, man, for real. Let me see, make sure. Yeah. We in this bitch though.
We are.
We
Yes,
are
sir,
definitely
yes,
in this
sir.
bitch. Y'all don't even know what we going through just to bring you motherfuckers this shit tonight.
And on time.
And on time. Look, we had a whole basement flooding right now, but we don't give a fuck because we back at it like crack at us, god damn it. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You smell me pimping?
I do.
We are in this bitch. Because you know what time it is right now, right?
I do.
It's UNRAP time. There's some real shit going on tonight.
Yes.
There's some gangster shit going on tonight. Some real motherfuckers in the building tonight. It's a hell of a motherfucking night.
It is.
Even though we got little troubles here and there, but it's still a hell of a motherfucking night.
Rarefied air.
And this is UNRAP, baby.
Yes.
UNRAP, baby. They love me. They love hearing me say it like that. Because you remember back when we first started, that's how I was getting all wild with it. It's UNRAP, baby. But anyways, this is UNRAP, baby. We back at it like crack addicts. I am your boy, the host with the most heat detector. Look, see, we got all kind of shit going on here. We got construction workers up in here. We got motherfuckers we just picked up from motherfucking Home Depot. Picked up from motherfucker from Home Depot, threw them in the back of the truck, had them come up in here and do some motherfucking work. But anyways, yeah, I'm your motherfucking host, Heat Detector. And of course, I got my illustrious co-host in the building. man. We got some special people in the house too. You know what I'm saying? We got the motherfucking engineers in the building. He ain't that special though. All right. Yeah, okay, that's all you need. No fanfare, sir. No fanfare, sir. No fanfare.
That's how you do.
You don't deserve the fanfare.
That's how you do.
That's how we doing it. Today, that's how we're doing it.
Negativity.
We also have, you know what I'm saying, Ill For Real is in the building tonight. Shout out to Ill For Real. And we also have the one, the only, Jizz Master G. Jizzo is in the fucking building. Nation is in the motherfucking building tonight, man. We about to get into some shit tonight. First of all, first and foremost, man, how you doing tonight? Nobody got me a goddamn coffee, so I'm feeling really fucking salty right now.
So I went to go get you the goddamn coffee, right?
Uh-huh.
Go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Uh-huh.
The door is locked.
Uh-huh.
Then you go around to the drive-thru.
Uh-huh.
The motherfucker said we only taking DoorDash orders. What kind of shit is that?
I don't know.
What does that even mean?
It means you should have went to another Dunkin' Donuts is what it means. Because I'm sitting here without any coffee. I'm going to fuck around and get cotton mouth, probably spit on our guests or something by accident, though.
That is gross.
By accident.
I just want you to know.
I just want you to know how fucking it feels to not have coffee.
I tried. I'm sorry.
Trying isn't good
When you
enough.
tune your ass up, we gonna be sitting there
Trying is
watching.
not good enough. Can somebody make a call to the front office and see if somebody can get me a goddamn coffee?
I had already requested that somebody go get the goddamn coffee an hour ago.
Did some?
That's why
did
people
anybody
get
make?
fired. That's why motherfuckers get fired. That's exactly why.
Whew, I can't wait till we have an HR team because once we do, I swear to God, I'll probably be the first one to be fired.
I
No
don't
shit,
think we
saying
need
shit to
HR, 'cause
everybody.
We won't have a show because
There's no one here to go to Queens to get you a sugar cookie.
What's that?
There's no one here from Queens to go to Queens to get you a sugar cookie.
No.
Oh, no,
I
that's
don't want no
funny.
sugar cookie. I want you to
That's
go
funny.
to the South Bronx. I want you to walk from Manhattan and go walk to the South Bronx and get me a beef patty with grilled onions and mozzarella cheese.
Well, I was
and
mad. I
hot
had
sauce.
to walk from the car door to the goddamn door and pull that bitch and it didn't open. I was livid because I don't do that type of shit.
But look, man, we in the fucking building tonight, and I swear, if hey, somebody speak Spanish because this guy don't speak English. We got him at the Home Depot. I can't believe he was still standing out there. Usually they're out there like 4 or 5 in the morning, but this motherfucker, he's been out there all day. I guess nobody wanted to hire him, but we hired him.
Now he knew somebody was coming
Yeah,
through.
a couple of tacos, and he was Jesus Christ, man! You put it in the wrong hole. That's that motherfucker's life story. Putting it in the wrong hole. Jesus! Now look. This is what happens when you y'all hear that? He doesn't give a fuck that I'm doing a show right now.
He's trying to help.
I understand, but I'm doing a whole show right now.
We're gonna drown.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you hire somebody from Home Depot. Because then they go, no, I'm listening. Hey. See, every time you say something, they just look at you and nod and go, see. Is that racist? It's not racist because I'm half Mexican, so
You are
I
a
can
terrible,
fucking say
terrible
that
person.
shit.
Terrible person.
Thank you. Leave it. Just please. Yeah. Now my worker just quit. Said he ain't getting paid enough. Like $3 ain't a lot. That's $3 in his country to buy his whole fucking family food. Anyways, excuse me, sir. We're doing a show. But tonight, I'm excited, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say,
we're amongst rarefied air.
Yeah. We got some bona fide legend in the goddamn building night. And real shit though, he was on our show in the very beginning. He graced us with his presence in the very fucking beginning when we didn't have shit.
Yep.
We didn't have a motherfucker. I don't even think there was even one person watching us at the time.
Were we on the couch?
Yes, we were on the couch. Yeah, we might have had one person watching. Shout out Jizzle, he was watching. But we didn't have shit. And we on the move right now. We riding a little wave right now. You know what I'm saying? We doing our little thug thizzle. But he's even more gracious enough to come in studio and grace us with his motherfucking presence again. This time in the flesh.
Yes. In special circumstances.
And crazy shit is, when I hired that dude at Home Depot, I think he brought some bad mojo because then the studio started flooding because of the motherfucking rain. But we in this bitch anyways.
In the middle of the flood.
We got a flood. This ain't the first time.
Right.
Back when I used to toss up the drinks a little bit, we were in that bitch with 6 fucking inches. Yeah. Get fucked up. But we were in that motherfucker with 6 inches of water in that bitch. And the show still went on. And tonight, we almost had a repeat. Mm-hmm. But thank God for migrant workers. You know what I'm saying? Coming through and, blessing us with some cleanup. You know what I'm saying? We got it done, though. But tonight, again, like I said, man, this is a hell of a show. Make sure this guy's mic'd up with the wireless. Jizzo. With some cleanup. They're over there somewhere. Just get him mic'd up because he wanted to be mic'd up because he's got some shit to say. Apparently, he's got a bone to pick with our guests.
That phone that's up there by them headphones. Make sure that shit don't.
Mic 4 and give the other mic to the engineer. So, anyways, without further ado, we ain't even gonna talk about this shit anymore. Without further motherfucking ado, we're bringing in J Norm is in the motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? But it's J Norm in the motherfucking building.
Yeah.
Hello. He got that green hat on the green screen.
Optic Gaming, baby.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, yo, Jory, man. Dope seeing you here, man. Dope having you here, man. This shit is going to be lit. Mike's right there. You might want to scoot up a little bit closer. Or I can turn mic 3 up just a smidge.
Yo.
Yeah, turn him up just a smidge. And what's happening, man? How you feeling, brother?
I'm great, man. Living life, blessed, and thankful for being here.
Man,
appreciate you guys calling me in, man.
Fucking showed up because with the shit that's going on. Yeah, navigating the goddamn traffic, and you were on time, and I fucked around and left you sitting out there, which is some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But, and along with the shit that we got going on in here in the studio right now with the slight flooding and shit, but we still in this bitch. But I really appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. Traffic's nuts.
Right?
If you're driving from the north to the south side, be fucking careful. Yeah, I'm just grateful to be here, blessed. It's great to see you guys. I see how far you guys have come in the year since I've talked to you last. I'm excited to be here, and like my co-partner Shadowin and I'm the guy who's on time.
Right.
Yes.
Shout
I'm
out to
half
Shadow
hour
and
early,
I.
man.
Although they're late. Lyric Versatility said it's on rap, baby. Yes, sir. And we got. I'm just gonna go through these real quick. You know what I'm saying? Indeedly, Most Def. That's ill for real. I don't know why.
Yo.
And best episode ever. Laugh my ass off. All right. Well, hey man, we ain't even got started yet. But we really appreciate you coming here, man, and being here, especially with all this shit going on and everything that, with the little flooding and the little shit. But we in this bitch, man, and
yeah, it's being handled.
Yeah,
it was handled nicely.
That's my boy Jeremy Kinka. Said,
what up?
Yo, we in the building tonight, man. We got this guy. Do you know that you're a fucking Chicago legend?
Nah, man.
On some real shit.
My crew is, not me.
No, bro. You okay?
Take somebody to hold it down.
Jordy, you too motherfucking humble for your own good.
It's weird.
Is it?
It is.
I was just gonna ask you.
I don't like the stage presence or things like. like socially, I can talk to people and I'm very animated, but I'm not like a Shadow or a Nye who wants performing. I've always been in the back,
Right.
so it's different for me.
Right.
It's weird.
When did you? Okay, so just give everybody a little bit of background of like where you're from, how you even like
Right.
got into hip hop and all that kind of shit.
Well, my name's Jory, Jory Norman. I'm originally from Des Plaines, Illinois. Was born in Chicago, went like third grade, went to Des Plaines, stayed out there after high school, then moved back to Chicago at like 19 and been there ever since. I got into security. I was a big 21-year-old and I needed extra cash, and I started bouncing at Subterranean right when I was 21.
Oh, no shit.
And basically started working the Tuesday nights because I was into hip hop like that. And then from that point on, got to know the guys throwing it, who was 606 Entertainment and the Pacifics, and got to know them, and they became family to me to the point where, you know, baby showers, weddings, and all that became a part of the life. So
That's what's up.
that's where it all started for me on this side of life. I've always worked in the industry, whether it was restaurants, bars, managing, doing security, the jack all trades when it came to that.
When did you feel like you knew there was like a mad change in the position? Because if you start at the door, you're just like the door dude, right? The bouncer, the door dude, the guy that goes, hey, they're fucking up over there, can snatch their ass up and make them leave. And say what? Oh, oh no, I got some other shit going on. Hold on. But when did you realize that there was something different to what you was doing?
Well,
like was there like a transition where you went from like the door guy to like all of a sudden you're just like in the fucking mix of the shit?
No, that's what was cool about it. I was so into hip hop that for years I was sitting at that door watching all the cats coming in. Little did they know, because I was into hip hop, I was studying them. I was, who's good, who's not, who's really coming out every week and showing they got skills and this and that. So after time, I just knew this dude's dope. Right. This dude's a work of, a work in progress. This guy ain't so good, but he's showing out. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was sitting back at the door, enjoying everybody's company, enjoying the music, watching these freestyles at Sub T, and they were blowing my mind how much talent was out here. I was from Des Plaines. I got to come out to the city once a week, sit in a hip hop room that after we had hit the Blue Note, go listen to DJ Lo, J Dot, iRock. I'd be vibing out in the back, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang. We were in that golden era of just, then all of a sudden the DJs are noticing you, and this is week after week, and I didn't even hang with cats really in the city. I came to work. I kept it where nobody knew me, because if I had to enforce at the club or do something, it was nothing personal. And if it was, then I didn't know you like that. Right. So after time, once I realized the knowledge I was gaining and the passion I had for it, was like, I think I could have rapped if I wanted to, because I had a passion for it. But being that I was in the security world, it just took a different turn for me.
I just want to say that I've seen Jory rap on the mic. There's been those nights where you jump on and you do your thing, dog, for sure. Real quick, I just want to say, like, on for artists, like, to take a note in humility about when you're in the scene and how you should treat everybody equally, because a lot of those guys coming in through the door didn't know that you would eventually be booking and doing all this stuff in the game. And imagine those people that might have ruined their opportunity at the door, giving you an attitude and shit. So that's what I'm saying. You never know who's that dude. He might just be at the door checking your ID.
Yeah, and what you're saying is what intrigues me. Like, after all, that's like my life game. Like, I've learned that networking and getting to know people and seeing when somebody, are they going to treat me like the CEO or the janitor? Right. And I ain't shit. I'm a middle-aged man with single dad. I work for the city. I do my thing. I take care of myself and my own. I'm good. But at the end of the day, like you said, from having certain positions in life, I might be able to get you into that venue. Right. And all of a sudden you walk in and you're just a dick to be a dick. Like, yeah. Life's pretty simple at the end of the day. And if people don't look at it that way, like you said, and network and try to get to know each other, and see where you can bond or make money or whatever it may be, you're cheating yourself. So,
Right.
yeah, exactly what you said, man. It makes me proud of myself because you said it.
Yeah, that's got to be some crazy shit to go from, because you are bigger than the doorman.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You are that dude, and rather you want to acknowledge it or or I don't know, like if taking credit is the right word, but because I know that you're humble as shit, but you are that fucking dude, and people respect the shit out of you. When did you like realize that? Like, wait a minute, the tide has changed a little bit. I'm not just the door dude anymore. I'm like on some different shit.
Well, that was like in the transition to 606 when Shadow and I started taking over for Rex in the Pacifics and Norm and D Double and Mary Jane, like all these people. There were like 12 DJs that started this and had the whole idea of what it was and what it was going to be. When you're working around people with that type of work ethic, for me in that situation, like at the time I was trying to learn the game because I wanted to make more money.
Right.
I seen this guy making $1,000 here and doing this, like, all right.
Just soaking up the game.
I can do this. All right, these cats can rap, some can't. This guy really is bringing people out and selling merchandise and serious about his craft. So like that's where I've been fortunate, and that's the part I don't think people look into enough is you have to network, you have to get to know the people who own the places you're going to try to fill, and you have to talk to them, and what do you offer? What do you bring to the table? So I got a chance to sit back when nobody really, when I didn't fraternize, I was just the law in the club.
Right.
I got to sit back and see how people moved, and that made decisions in my own head like, I could work with this guy. I can work with this guy. I'm not going to work, you know. So it was a learning curve. And I think if you look at it like that in any industry, if you're interested enough, then you'll get something from it. So from the bars and restaurants that I've worked in and done, you know, customer service before, it was fueled in a social matter, which was just really cool. And I think even now what I do for a living, it all connects.
All connects, right.
Another.
How do you stay so like calm and like even keeled and like?
Because I've seen so much crazy shit in the, like, shout out to the bouncers in Chicago nightclubs. Especially now more than ever, it's such a dangerous job. There's no benefits. A lot of people that pay you aren't going to have your back if shit hits the fan. I've seen it many times. It's a tough job that young men take because it's good paying money, but they're putting their lives up every night.
Every night, yeah.
And more so now than ever. When I was coming up, it wasn't so bad, but I've had my share of fist fights in clubs working.
Right.
And shit like that. I also bounced and helped manage at the Shrine. And that was an experience in itself because I was maybe one or two white guys on the security staff and maybe one of four on the whole staff of a major movement. And we'll probably touch on that later, but shout out to Joe Russo, the Shrine. If you're ever in Atlanta, rock steady. It's the Shrine down there with African food and the same type of vibe. So
that's what's up, man.
That place changed Chicago huge.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people even, I want to talk about it because I was a part of it.
Right. No, it's no problem. This is your show tonight.
I was just talking about the Shrine last night with another person that owns a venue. Because they were just saying how like inside of their venue is very safe, but he literally can't control what's happening outside. And I think the Shrine is a testament to one of those places that I tell him, man, you should have seen how much security was it. 4 or 5 dudes in the front, however many inside. Like, but as soon as people left that front of that, you couldn't control what happened right outside.
But see, what people really don't know about that part of it all is there's so many street politics that come with the business part. We're in Chicago, man. Like,
yeah, real talk.
Whether it's mafia or not, and you know, I'm not talking on it like that, but we're in a gangster-ass city, man.
Yeah.
You know, you pull up on somebody's block and you're a white dude from Schaumburg saying, I'm gonna have a club that's gonna make me $5 million here. There's some different ties.
Politics with that shit. Yeah.
And it's a lot. It was a scene I got to see and learn and know and seeing how people handled it and put together like the Shrine.
You can scoot your chair.
I work with a lot of these cats still till this day, and it was an elite team of dudes that only knew how to physically take care of things, but could talk and have people buy into the fact, hey, we're here to entertain you. And if you want to be a part of this, you're more than welcome, but you got to be cool, man.
Right.
And I think a lot of the professionalism and the things that you learned at Shrine transferred over to how you do sub T, man, because, you know, it's just works.
Oh, it definitely helped me. That was a huge transition from going from basically a bouncer at 606 Tuesdays and help promoting it because, you know, all them cats are my family. And as they got older, had kids, moved on. Hey, man, we got 2 kids that can't do Tuesday night no more. Me, Shadow, and Tony picked that up. And it's amazing, like, no matter what I ever say about any of them, because I love all 3 of them, especially because we're like the second generation. We're 606 Chicago. We picked up the torch, and now we've been running it longer than even the original.
That's dope as fuck.
The work ethic and the commitment that those 3 people had, and same with Norm Rockwell and, you know, the DJs we've brought in and out in the past years as guest hosts or things like that. The amount of commitment people put towards a Tuesday night in Chicago, don't make a fucking penny, might have a couple drinks with us, but at the end of the day, it's like sitting in our living room. Like, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Until this day, I ask Shadow and like, or tell them, like, if you guys want to stop. Right. Nobody's touching the record. I'm not worried about that anymore. Yeah. Like, we're good if you don't want to do this, but it's so important to them even. And how people call it Tuesday therapy. Like that's the truest thing. Like, our legacy, if we want anything, it's probably for that to stand in place because people like Jizzo, I remember when he was 21 just coming in, not wanting to be at home or couldn't be at home.
Right.
Bro, I could, off the top of my head, you had Metro here, you had Tazar here, you had these kids I've watched. Tazar, I think's right around my age, but like, no bullshit. For the last 20 years, I've hung out with these guys every Tuesday.
Right.
That's crazy.
A shout out to all that. And if you guys are really, really fucking listening, Jay Norm is in here dropping fucking gems.
That's my name.
Dropping fucking gems. And shout out E. Johnson, man. That's our most loyal guy. We haven't seen him in a minute. Shout out E. Johnson. Let me get to these comments real quick.
Everybody.
Yeah, Shannon Blood. Skip Rock, what's up, man? Much love and respect to you, big bro. Jay Norm, Chicago's realest for the culture, true hip-hop artist, God of 606. You see what I'm saying, man? The accolades.
I just want to say I want to say one more thing about the sub T, man. Like, it's just a handful of people of you guys that currently like still run it, right? When you guys were gonna stop in 2020, we had to you guys brought in a different team for every week, and each one of those teams had like 5 people. So it was 5 people had to be replaced by 25 people. You feel me? Like, that's how much. If you think about it, that's how much y'all do over there, bro. We had to replace with 4 entire different teams.
And see, back then when I was working it and getting paid and just showing up and enjoying the time, I never thought of it like that. I got to hang out, drink, watch good rap, have a good time, and every once in a while have that magical moment that happens in that room.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been there, and I got video, and that's another thing. To all you new kids out here, you got $1,000 cameras in your hand. Promo. You're a rapper. Film the party you're having.
Jory, you're one of the first dudes I remember.
Out. Like, if I don't see it, I don't believe it. And then if I don't believe it, chances are my old ass ain't coming out the crib for it.
Right. Nobody will acknowledge it though, bro. But as far back as I can remember, there was always one person off to the side on the stage with their cell phone on, recording everything. It was you, bro. In between working the door, you were documenting us fucking 10 years ago, like before anybody was out there.
That's the thing. Like, now I get to look at the memories and relive moments. Like, it's great I did it for everybody else, but at the end of the day, it was fucking for me.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Doing that shit for himself.
Well, real talk, because I've seen magical moments happen in sub T, whether it been big stars walking in and rocking the mic out of nowhere in a full house, or just have 6 guys that were heated that night. And you sat back, and there was times I looked at these guys and was like, what are we doing wrong?
Yeah, it's pure magic.
Yeah, you guys are unbelievable. I'm listening to this bullshit on the radio. What are we doing wrong? That
was a question I was going to ask you. What do you think? Because Chicago, look, man, I've been here about 18 years, right? And I can tell you, the first time I went to Sub T's, it was on a Tuesday, and I was like floored. And being that I seen hip hop in New York, and I seen it in Cali, and then I seen it in Colorado, there was not. I didn't really seen anything like that, and I walked in there and I was like, what the fuck? And I mean, I was drunk, but I remember that shit.
No,
you know what I'm saying? I was like,
but
oh,
that's
shit.
The thing. I've had people like shout out to Static Selector. Static Selector came on a Tuesday to spin for us. He was walking in and we went out there to go get him. So, a couple security cats. And shout out to Spartacus. He was in his limo, pulled up in front of Estelle's listening to Rakim. We come walking up with Static Selector, and he's like, this shit crazy. I feel like I'm in New York right now.
Man, it's the wildest shit ever.
The minute he walked in and the house was packed, bro, magical moment. Static Selector in the booth. Everybody's standing 2 feet away from him. He's walking in through the crowd to get a drink. And that's another thing. Shout out to everybody who does shows. But there's magic moments in that basement. You don't need 400 people upstairs. Yeah. Especially if you can't get 400 people upstairs.
Right.
Like, we had Raw Digger rock that little stage. We had the Alcoholics rock that. We had Chris Rivers rock that. Like, bro, shout out to Water and them. February 10th, they just did a show with I Am God, AM Early, Sweet Juice. Like, underground lineup out the... Bro, 200 people out the door, $5 cover. Bro, sometimes the nostalgia of what we do and how you make that night feel to them, whoever was in that room that night, they won't forget. That was a true Sub-T moment.
Right.
Shout out to all them MCs that were there. Water, man, beautiful.
I'm telling you, man, like I said, when I walked in there, I was floored. You know what I'm saying? And I'd been back there many times. Unfortunately for me, I was drunk most of the time, so a lot of the shit I don't remember. But I had some pretty stellar moments, for lack of better terms. But the energy was always great and good, and the vibe was always cool, and I always felt at home there. Like, even when they snatched the mic out of my hands on 2 different occasions, they came up and hugged me afterwards and was like, "Yo, you cool, man."
Well, and that's the thing. Like that's Shadow in a nice dojo, man.
Yeah.
And other than Juice, Shadow and the night, bro, I'd put up against anybody. On a written day, on a clean day, like those two.
Jory, don't do that. Jory, don't do that. Don't do that. I'll wreck both of them.
Oh, bro.
I'll wreck both of them.
Bro.
I will wreck both of them. Hey, Shadow, I know you watching. I know you watching, Shadow. Please. I will wreck you.
But yeah, like watching them come up in some of the magic moments they have and the beats that come on, and all of a sudden, shout out to the Mike Boost, the Jizzos, the Javier Spartacuses, the Maximum Carnage, the highly profiled 7 like Mike Melzinski.
Heat Detector.
There's such a book of, now that we're in our 30s and 40s, of people that go listen to their music.
Yeah.
That's why we all have like 1,000 or more mutual friends. If you look at like our fate, like our circles are
crazy.
So when I tell people it's the Mecca of Chicago hip hop, I mean it 100%, like, because that is the Mecca right there.
A majority of motherfuckers that I met at Sub T's. A majority of people that I met.
I learned how to rap at Sub T, bro. I didn't know how to rock a stage.
And that's what we've provided, and that's what I'm proud of, because it's a free schooling from Shadow and Anai of etiquette, of being on a stage, of at any moment the beat could cut off. This is how you keep on rocking it. I've had cats come in there and their whole USB gets deleted. And D2G, shout out to him, bro. One of the dopest nights ever. Tony Boy Wonder ran like Raekwon beats and this and that. And this dude was spitting his album over that shit. Another iconic night that there's no price to that.
You can't do
and the networking and the people I think we've all met, and still to this day, I try my hardest to get the younger cats to, mesh And the clicky stuff, it still goes on till this day, but the only time I've seen packed houses is when it's a couple crews that can draw crowds. And who cares if you like each other? Make that dough, fill the room, give it great nostalgia, and rock. Do your art. I want to see your art.
Yeah.
What's your number one moment at Sub T ever? Because we've had Shadow here and and they've been on Shy City Cypher podcast and UNRAP. They've told us their favorite moment. What's your number one moment if you could pick one?
For me, it would have been the 15-year anniversary. That's when Norm retired.
That's what a night said.
And that's the night I rapped in the actual cipher, and it was like with Juice and Crucial Conflict,
Shout out Juice.
and
that's crazy.
All the crazy dudes, like every underground cat that was spitting, those were the only ones that were really allowed. So, and I was wasted. I was feeling myself, and like, you could watch, it's on YouTube. If you go to Subterranean 15-year anniversary cipher, it's there. And I'm
gonna check that shit out.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm gonna judge
For
your
me,
bars.
it's great. It's a great memory on tape. But yeah, at that moment, I was a little lit, and I remember if you could see in the video, I'm like, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Because I was already in my head. I was kind like 6 lines in, but I rocked that shit.
That's what's up.
In every moment, I can rock it, but then at the same point, like, I'm not that guy either. Once again, like, I've always been behind the curtain.
But you gotta know when to say when.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Crown Royal.
I ain't got
Shout
one of those.
out to you.
I ain't got one of those knowing to say when.
That's my. Come on, man.
Hey, don't be making fucking friends over here. We got a show to do.
Sorry.
What's the craziest thing you've seen at Sub T?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you the truth. That's the one thing I stand very proud of because I was a part of the security there for a long, long time. Really not that much. In all those years, it was such a appreciated thing, even from the gangs in the neighborhood, that we knew all the chiefs. They knew they were welcome as long as their people acted right. And if they didn't, usually them cats would take care of their own.
Right.
So like now, I'm 45, single dad. I'm not out there like that no more, so I can't even really speak on it. But from the taste I've gotten from it, it's different. It's way different.
Jory, you're still calling shots. Knock it off.
No.
Knock it off.
No.
That's the underboss right there.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. You're still calling shots. We were in there the other night, and somebody was like, "Oh, was that you, Jizzle?" You're like, "What? When's Jory come in?" Is it? We don't see Jory. He just comes in and picks his check up and leaves. That's some boss shit, bro. Nobody sees you, but you pick that check up.
Hey, but real talk
Big
though, that's
boss.
one of the things that I tell people about Sub T. Like, man, I ain't never been in no fight there. I ain't never really seen no. I mean, I've seen a shove maybe one time outside, but never no fight.
Yeah,
Nobody.
shout out to Rubio now who runs it.
Shout out Rubio.
He was like my understudy. I put him in place there, and he knows how to do his job, and he does it well. Respect the bouncers, man. It's a bar. Have an ID. If you're wasted, come back tomorrow. Like, don't get in your feelings because you're not gonna win usually. That's what people don't get, and it's so dangerous nowadays. Nobody wants to fight, man.
Rest in peace to all the bouncers.
Yeah,
that have
all
been.
the Chicago bouncers are amazing. A lot of them do the job that I do for the city now, where they're still touching youth and giving back. And it takes a village, man. And I believe that in hip hop. I do it for work. It's like if you ain't trying to make this better, then don't complain about it. And if you're okay with it, then that's on you. But I'm not. Not for my kids. I gotta look over my shoulder getting gas now.
Right.
Anywhere I'm at.
Anywhere.
Like, grow up, man.
Look at that. Shannon Blunt said,
Grow
"Capo." Come on, man. Jory, everybody know you calling shots, bro. Come on now, knock it off.
Nah, man. I tell high school students to go to class and get their education.
Okay.
Hey,
McKinney,
I could vouch for that
333
100%.
says I was in a fight outside once. Yeah, outside, not inside. Key words, yeah.
And that's you crazy, but you my boy. So that's why it's not even on record.
I just like Jizzle was saying, I've never seen a fight in there. I don't think I've ever seen anybody get shoved up in that bitch. But the amount of respect that people have when they come in there, we were there. Was it last week or the week before? There was a guy. He wasn't holding the mic right. They kept trying to tell him, and then he was just like, "Oh, you can't tell me how to rap or whatever." And they ended up taking the mic from him. And he started complaining. And then he was up there and he copped a huge attitude. First of all, they ripped his ass. No pause. Killed him on the mic. And then the Nye took his mic and she started rapping about how he's supposed to hold the mic. And dude was saying that the mic was fucked up. And she was going mic to mic, talking shit to him. Mic to mic, going crazy. That probably looked gay as hell on camera.
Yeah. I'm gonna use that later on.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, that's the thing. It's they're not there to insult you. They're gonna go in on you a little bit, but then they're gonna teach you the lesson.
You realize these motherfuckers right now are not gonna let me live past this shit.
Hey, it happens.
Definitely gonna remember that.
Whatever.
But yeah, like it's Tuesday therapy, it's entertainment, it's them teaching young kids how to control a mic and be an MC, a master of ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's what it's about. That's what we're about. So it's been a privilege, and everybody who's worked with 606 and started it and is gonna finish it. It's a world record that is very humbling to know that a unity of people did it together, and nobody will ever touch that.
No, they won't. They won't. And it's still going strong.
And Sub T is a great venue, great place to see live music. Security's great, like they said.
You know what he's doing right now, right?
Yeah,
he's
man,
securing
I'm
the
pinching
bag.
my thing.
He is securing the bag. Y'all, you guys don't understand it. What you're listening to right now, Jory is dropping fucking jewels. He's dropping jewels. He's dropping jewels about work ethic. He's dropping jewels about working together. You heard what he said. It takes a village. You know what I'm saying? And I can attest to the fact that Sub T's is a village. And they take care of a lot of motherfuckers. I went in there on some really bad days, some really off days, and got shown nothing but love and left there feeling much better than I did when I went in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I feel the same way. Every time I go in there, I get nothing but love, nothing but respect. And I respect and love everybody up in there except for that one guy with the beard. What's his name? Jizzo? I don't like that dude.
I love you too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sub T's been great, and that opened the door to me with the Shrine. That opened me to so many different artists and so many lifetime bucket list memories I had to have from literally a $10 an hour job. It led me to just the networking and the people I've met and known, and even that job from doing security led me to the job I'm in now. And it just all made sense. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not a rich man by any part, but I do what I got to do.
Oh, man, you're rich. You're rich. You're rich in spirit. You're rich in soul. You're a fucking legend. Yeah. A fucking legend. When your name comes up, everybody is like, everybody either, if they know you, they go, oh, yeah, they want to get in the conversation. If they don't know you, they're all ears. Mm-hmm. They know him. Huh? Everybody listens. But we're at a part of the show right now that we're very interested about this part and how your take on it, and that's you guys should chill. If you watch the show before, you know what it is. It's a series of questions. Cool. There are no right or wrong answers on these questions, but I might think their answers are wrong, but that's just me. But there are no right or wrong answers, man. It's however you see fit, however you see feel. If you want to answer with one fucking word, you answer with one word, or go into a goddamn dissertation or whatever the fuck. But I think one of the best parts of this is because we get to dig a little deep into somebody's mind in hip hop and in the culture. And generally speaking, motherfuckers drop some real gems when we ask these questions. And I'm gonna leave that right now to my illustrious co-host.
All right, let's do it. What came first, the poet or the rapper?
The poet.
Come on, man. Why?
Because, well, from what I know, I have Viking culture history behind me. And we're talking years and years back. It was actually a tradition to basically have poetry fights against each other in front of people. So history-wise, yes, like basically a little cipher battling each other in front of people. So it's sort of funny because my last name's Norman, which means Northman. I'm Swedish. And because of the Viking culture that comes with that, I read into it a lot. So even that with security and like having poet battles back in the days, it sort of makes sense.
Okay. I respect that answer. Okay. All right. No flack from me on that one.
Who's more important, the DJ or the producer?
Watch it, Jory. Go ahead.
Don't let the intimidation.
As much as he would love me to say what he wants me to say,
you don't know what I want you to say.
You're a producer.
All right, whatever, man. All right.
the DJ is the person that spreads the word. The DJ is the one who makes the mental decision you're gonna play in this bar.
Yeah, but the DJ doesn't get the music until the producer makes it.
Agreed. And that's the love that you guys see on the upbeat. Not until I don't like even with
DJ also
Chicago
gotta
until
like
really
the
like
music.
Kanye was recognized as a producer. What do you think he was glorified as more? A rapper or a producer?
You know what? That whole situation with him is because he was all over the place. So I like it. I think it depends on the person and what you were drawn to. Because you could say the fashion, you could say the beats,
Right.
and then I mean he had a couple of rhymes where it was like, oh okay, like mayonnaise colored bins. I push Miracle Whips. I'm like, okay.
And
Sure.
by far not lyrical wise, so maybe in that sense you would say producer.
Mhm.
But for me, it's like when I think of hip hop, I think of the DJ because it is actually a part of the elements too. And I
Right.
think that's why
Mhm.
people lean towards that
Right,
more
right,
than the
right.
producer, is because that's the person who brought it to everybody.
Yeah.
That's the guy who is making the choice of, okay, I'm down with this crew, or I'm like the clicky shit here in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this here, I'm gonna play that there.
Right.
So the DJ to me is the important piece because he's gonna put it out to the people that maybe you can't touch.
True. I just like saying that shit.
I like that.
No, but I've heard you say it before, so I
Right.
sort of readied myself.
Preparation. Rapper or MC?
MC
All day, baby.
Yeah, it's a master of ceremony.
Yeah.
That means whether it's a show, a speech, a lecture, like a person like Shadow and I, they'll give you all 3 or 4
Mm-hmm.
in all of that different style. So
That's necessary.
yeah, an MC is you're an MC, man. You're like a Jedi.
Right. Real shit.
Record sales or touring?
I would say touring. Once again, I'm coming from the underground. So the way I see most of the people on my level of hip hop doing it and making a living, where some of them don't even have to work, is getting to other states where the demand's higher, where the talent's not there. You roll in, that's another big part of 606 I would like to do. If you roll in 5 cats into Arkansas and they ain't never seen cats that are just killing it, there's a community there.
Right.
Now you could tap in with a computer. You could figure out who's who and say, all right, I seen you done shows before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to come out there with 3 dudes and, then you work whatever you
Yeah.
got to work.
That's true.
But yeah.
Shannon Blunt, man, Skip Rocky said a lot of dope producers, but we'll never hear their music if the DJ won't play it. Shut up, Skip. Just fucking with you. I love you, bro.
Skip never lets me down. Word of mouth or the internet?
I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning it was word of mouth. Now, especially in my older years of life, with being a father and having a city job and just the schedule, it makes it still possible for me to do it
Right.
at 45 and not leave my house sometimes.
Right. Capo shit.
Yeah, fell into that one.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, with what I do, sometimes I work a lot of hours during the week. I'm on my feet a lot. When I get home, I'm chilling. So anything I put in place as far as shows or whatever, I middleman a lot. I'm usually working with people I trust that have some type of work ethic and is going to do it right. Because I ain't got time. I don't have time to hear
Said
more
like
bullshit.
a real godfather, right? Said like a real godfather. I don't
But
have time.
with
Capo.
no
Or
intention, man.
Big Capo. The Don.
No intention.
All right.
Who's better, white rappers or black rappers?
Come on. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Just say it.
Black rappers.
Yeah.
Oh!
Y'all wasn't expecting that shit.
We got a few, but yeah, overall.
Look, Ill for real is hurt because he
Yeah.
if Eminem walked in the door right now, he'd probably suck off Eminem.
And he's one, but
That
there's
sounds
only
horrible. I don't know why. Like I can hear it.
see maybe there's younger cats that I don't know about, but yeah, in my head there's only about 2 to 3 white rappers that are even, Eminem's there for sure, but overall,
Right.
But
Millie?
y'all
Yeah.
didn't just hear what he said.
What?
He would suck off Eminem if it would bring Mac Miller back.
That's
the best thing I heard all
Teach
day.
their own.
Hey, man.
That's the best thing I heard all day.
2024.
Hey, man. Hey, long as you
That boy
ain't
loves
hurting
hip-hop.
people, God love you.
That boy loves hip hop.
Yeah, you ain't hurting people, God love you, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
But
Shit.
yeah,
That was deep.
sometimes.
Mac Miller rolling over to his grave. He's like, "Come on, Eminem, walk through the door, bro. Walk through the door."
Yeah.
All right.
Is it really possible to have a top 5 rappers list?
Not if you're really into music. If I think you're into music, you're always evolving. I try, like in my older age, because I'm stubborn and get stuck on a lot of the old shit I've always listened to. Whether it's
That's
like
me all day.
I'm really big on '90s R&B, really big on '90s, East Coast hip hop, and usually that's where me and my friends stick. But lately, I've been trying to reach out to see, okay, let's see how this cat sounds, or like. There's plenty of talented rappers in Chicago. Like even Dirk and them got a few that are like, it's a banger. It's got a great beat.
Mm-hmm.
Production nowadays is unbelievable with that. I think that's what sucks in because the mumble rap stuff, I'm over it. It's death, destruction, pill popping people. Like enough's enough. I work in a high school. We lose kids every year, and I won't drop names of it. If you know, you know. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, kids are dying, man. The shit ain't cool. Popping pills ain't cool. Dying young isn't cool. It ain't glorified. And I think the more people that say that, especially to the youth, and let them know, man, there's so many ways of making money with the internet. And bro, if you could gangbang, you could put a party together.
Yeah.
Facts.
If you can sell drugs, you could run a business
Mm-hmm.
like better than any of
Gyms.
these cats, bars, clubs, like
And
way
even,
simpler.
Even the idea of not being able to enjoy yourself unless you fucked up is you got to think beyond that.
And,
also.
and that's the thing too, nowadays too, drinking and all that stuff, which I'm happy to say because alcohol in my life has always been a problem, not per se, but family wise and friend. Yeah, man, it's okay not to drink. You don't have to be messed up to have a good time. And I've said that to friends in my past because we came up in an era where going out drinking, smoking was cool, and that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
We would drink till midnight, and then we would go to the clubs till 5 a.m. in Chicago. And I'm talking, I'm still up, ready to go. That's not good. Not good for the body, not good for anything. And, at the end of the day, if you can't have a good time naturally without having something, you got to look in the mirror and reevaluate.
I think too, like, people with kids, like you learn very fast that kids absorb everything that they see. And like, just for me, and just being conscious of that, I don't want my kids to see me where every special occasion I'm getting drunk because I don't want them to associate celebration
with that.
And when you get old enough, if you want to have a cocktail or whatever, that's cool.
Hey, yeah.
But don't feel like that's just what you got to do.
Well, and shout out to everybody who's in recovery and making a change in their life because, like I said, in my family personally, I've dealt with it a lot. I've brothers, sisters, dad, like been there, done it, seen it with friends. Everything bad in my life has come from alcohol. And the funny thing is when you were young and you watched your aunts and uncles do it, there was a coolness to it because once again, we grew up in eras where smoking cigarettes and drinking was cool and you really looked up to these cats and thought they were superheroes. Come to find out 25 years later, that aunt or uncle or whoever it may be, not the person you thought they were.
There was cracks in the statue.
That's reality. Alcohol is a drug. People have diseases, and it's a tough thing to fight. I've witnessed it firsthand. I've been fortunate. I'm a great drunk. I could have fun, laugh. I'm cool. But like you said, with kids now, if I drink like that, I have a hangover for 2 days and I can't function.
Yeah.
Then I go to a high school and get talked shit to for 8 hours.
No,
I'm cool.
Right.
I'll have my water.
Yeah.
I'm all right. So that's moderation. Teach their own. Moderate. Know how to handle your business, and but it takes a village again, and letting people know that there is another side. You don't have to smoke. You don't have to drink. You can rap. You can still do a show. It's still cool. People are dying. Stop shooting each other. Like, knuckle up if you have to. Even that I don't encourage, but
shout out to knuckling up.
Come on, man.
Yeah, let's how about we practice being us? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many people trying to be other people.
And you know what's crazy with Chicago is anybody else who comes here, they feel the love, they feel the acceptance, they feel how tight-knit we are. In Sub T, perfect example was you walk in, it's white, black, Puerto Rican, Filipino, Mexican, Gypsy, like
everything.
Bro, it was the true United Nation type shit where you were like, man, this is just what music's about, what a good time is, and we're safe.
Facts.
And if somebody got out of pocket or drunk, usually they were walked out saying, hey, man, we'll see you Thursday for reggae, be good. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody doing it right. Shout out to you, man. I walked in a super... A family moment that I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you didn't interrupt shit.
I show up early. I show up early to work. So I walked in 1 year anniversary of being sober, and that's amazing, man. And I take my hat off to you.
You're not gonna make me fucking cry, George.
Hey, man, God bless, bro. It's a tough thing. It takes a lot, so I respect it.
I feel like I don't even, whatever. It's different for me, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you know what I think you should do, and I was telling you this before we went on air. Go back and watch yourself a year from now.
I did already.
And I think with my own family and people, when they watch themselves in a state where in your own head you were like, man, what are you talking about? I was cool as a cunt.
Oh, I know I wasn't.
I was being good to you.
I was out of control.
I was being cool with you.
I was out of control. I understand that shit.
When you I see it because you've been doing it for a year. But that's my point. Like usually when you see it through that perspective and you're into change,
it becomes real.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
so
the thing about it, like I wasn't really talking about that, but I get it because I went back and watched it and I cringe at that shit when I see it. You know what I mean? But a lot of times motherfuckers don't really see that part of themselves and don't have the opportunity to see that. They only really hear what somebody says. And you know, if you're drinking, you be like, I didn't do that shit.
Or they don't have the right people around them that actually care enough to stick around and, you know.
Well, and that's why for me, even working in bars and coming up in bars, restaurants, like you form these bonds and relationships with a lot of people with a lot of problems.
Yes.
And that's the sad fact of it all. So some people you help through it. Some people you realize you can't. Some people have died over the years. That in itself,
these motherfuckers.
Crazy.
See what you did, man. That motherfuckers just gonna shout out 1 year in sobriety. Awesome, big bro. Blessings, man. Shout out Lyric, man. Salute to everybody, man. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we trying to do a show right now. You know what I'm talking
about? There ain't nothing wrong with
that. I don't even like, to be honest with you. Like, I honestly, like, when it shit is so weird to me because everybody says, man, I know it's difficult, and I literally just turned the switch and that was it. And I don't have any issue. I don't think about it. I don't have any desire or anything.
When you take the poison out your body for long enough, I think there's just a natural change. When it's in there, of course, you're fighting it. You're seeing a motherfucker drink a Heineken next to you. You're like, man, just a sip.
Nah.
You know?
And
but
for
at the same time,
for a while, I felt like that.
Yeah.
So it took Shadow to cuss me out to, you know, for me to feel like, okay.
Well, and it's good to have him in the real world situation too. Because if he's not going to do it in front of you where he's probably 110% real, chances are he ain't going to do it out in front of the fake guy.
True.
You know, so.
True. But the celebration, though, also is more for us than you anyway.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. You guys are probably going to get fucked up tonight. But anyways, I'm just kidding.
I'm good. I did plan on having putting my crown on tonight, if you know what I'm saying. But then I thought about it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That sounds tacky.
To
but
be
you're
drinking crown when we're celebrating your sobriety.
Right. I don't give a fuck. Drink.
No, it's all good.
Let's go with the questions.
Oh, damn.
Damn, I think.
My bad.
See, what the fuck?
Damn.
Shit's wild.
West Coast gangster rap or East Coast?
I was East Coast all day.
See what I'm talking about?
I got the hell.
That's your first win in like 6 months, bro.
I got that. Don't make me pull out the championship belt.
Yeah, like Wu-Tang,
Mobb
Deep, all them cats, Rakim, Nas. I grew up on all that and loved it.
Shout out to Jay Norm for saying East Coast gangster rap.
CDs, tapes, vinyl or streaming?
All of them.
Okay.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's a first.
Yeah.
Because I've used them all to my benefit, and I've watched people use them all. Like we were talking earlier, like these kids got $1,300 phones in their hands with like super cameras. You could shoot videos. Kanye West, shout out to Kanye West, shooting $7 million videos on his iPhone. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is in that sense, like I think that's where people are missing the element right now. I don't see enough of people posting their own parties, their own raps, their own video. Like you control your music. You can control you can have a green screen, whatever. Like let me see your stuff and do it. Like if your brain's, and I'm not a musician, so I don't know like that, but even I try to take it in the same as like how I think of events, or if I get an idea for a night I would like to do or put in place or a lineup. Like if you're an artist, man, put it out there. This is the age of.
This is the
and
age
you live
of the
on with
artist.
somebody forever, right? Your voice is forever there.
Shout out to Mike Causey. He says, shout out to you guys for trying to change these young minds. Really good to hear anyone pushing recovery and having a good time without getting fucked up to do it.
And shout out to Mike, man. He's a really good friend of mine I grew up with. And the funny thing about him, if you don't mind me putting his business,
he can't stop you.
My father is in sobriety, and he goes to AA meetings. And my boy Mike so happened 20 years later, met my dad in an AA meeting. And like out of nowhere, my father called me, and I don't even talk to my dad that often, but he was like, yo, man, you know some guy named Mike Causey? It's like, yeah. He's like, I said you and your brother's names, and he just had 20 years of stories. So shout out to you, Mike. I'm proud of you and your sobriety. What you do is amazing. Keep on doing it. I know your life's better. I can see that from a distance. So thanks for tuning in, man.
On some real capo
old
shit.
School friend, man.
He keeps bringing up this old capo shit. Everything he says is like on some capo shit.
It's respect for people, man.
Right.
Because
I'm fucking with you.
I got a lot of friends.
El Chingon says, what about X-Clan and Poor Righteous Teachers? What about them? They're East Coast. They're not West Coast.
I mean, they dope too. I love rap, man. I love hip hop. The underground has always been my place. I've always had an ear for it, I think. And like I said, man, I wish Chicago artists need to start putting together mixtapes. Why don't y'all like once again, how Water threw that show February 10th. Shout out to everybody who was a part of that at Sub T. They literally had 10, 12 cats that are all on the verge of signing deals or on minor label deals and really pushing it, and showed out like, all right, you bring 10, I got 10, you got 10, selling merch.
Yeah, that's what's
up. You know,
up.
like you gotta take that moment. You might not get a moment like that again.
Big facts.
So whoever did that, the vibe, the nostalgia of it, the pictures of it, that's endless. That's priceless, bro.
It is.
For promo, for your memories, for it just good stuff. And we got so many talented people out there that I feel like hibernate.
Yeah.
Because they don't fuck with this dude, or they ain't messing with them. Or
Chicago's one of the most creative cities I've ever been in my life. There's so much talent here and so much shit going on. What do you think is stopping all of it? Because people come here and they steal art and take it somewhere else.
Well, you know what I've learned from, and being blessed once again from coming from where I've came from through the work path and doing security, meeting all the people I admire growing up, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die, Psychodrama, Direct, Twister,
DA Smart,
all these West Side cats, you know, Juice, all these West Side cats that I grew up listening to, growing up with my friends and admiring. I've met these cats in the future, worked with them, even in younger years, and the humbleness of all of them. I feel like dudes like them, where they all had the limelight, had the record deals, had it. They were so fucking humble. And at the end of the day, even though we're gangster, we're so goddamn humble because we know if we decide to tear shit up, it's going to get torn up. And a lot of those cats, shout out to all of them. And now they're my family.
Right.
Cold Heart called me while I was having my baby, and Jory, you're having a baby. Like, bro, I love you, but I gotta go. I'm geeking right now. Like, those were dreams that came true from working in the music industry with certain people and putting myself in place to be put somewhere. And I didn't make no money from that.
Can you repeat that one more time? Putting yourself in place to be somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear what he just said? I told you, dropping gems. Shout out Dean Akbar, Jory Norm. Jory Norman, peace God. Shout out to you, Dean Akbar.
And I've learned that through age and being fortunate to get the path I've traveled from Sub T to the Shrine and then into my job I do now. It was all knowing somebody. It was networking. It was
Respecting yourself and other people.
trying to do that while making a living for my family. And basically, I mean, that's what made me survive through a black club for 10 years on my own. Was I would stand my ground, but at the same sense be like, hey man, I'm out here making money for my family. You're here to have a good time, or we fight. Like, when you reason with people and you actually give a second to talk and let people listen to you, whether it's white, black, and like I said, I'm going to probably get rich on my deathbed from the books I can write on. I was the gazelle in the Lion King.
Yeah, no,
Not
without
too
a
many
doubt.
white folks get that opportunity to feel those pressures and have a lot of stuff happen to them from the past or even nowadays happen to you. And you sort of sit there when I was first experiencing it like fucking dumbfounded.
Right.
Because I don't feel that way towards anybody. Like,
Right.
I got enough problems of my own to hate anybody.
Facts.
If you wake up in the morning hating somebody, you got way much too time. Like, get a hobby.
It doesn't take that much time. I wake up in the morning, I hate her guts in the morning.
Different
But
type
I
of
mean,
hate,
then after I sip a little bit of cup of coffee,
No,
then
but
I just take the hate and just set it to the side.
But-
But hate her later on in the day.
Yeah, but
Take it off like a wig.
Yeah.
but if you wake up with that energy and you're living like that through life, like, I hope you're in shape because you're gonna have a heart attack or a stroke.
Man.
Big facts. Can
And
we get those fucking questions going?
Yeah. Oh,
What the fuck you want me to do? Cut him off while you talking? Answer
I mean, goddamn.
Don't start that shit.
my bad. I'm
you-
sort of for fault.
No,
I'll ramble on.
you're good. You're
got
good,
it,
but I'm
Tommy.
waiting for her to take control.
Cause you gonna celebrate this sobriety with a black motherfucking eye straight up.
I swear
Oh,
to
and
God.
shout out to all the women, man. Happy National Women's Day. I work with a lot of great women, teachers, security, rapper, all y'all, mothers, single moms, people are out there. Hey man, give the woman in your life a hug, man. They're
God damn,
incredible.
Jory.
I remember I had notes on that one, man, but that's very important.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Norm in the building being a goddamn, what do you call it?
Stop talking. We have to ask the question.
All right.
Who gets the house first, yourself or your mom?
Mom can have it.
I'm surprised you didn't fuck this all the way up.
Yeah.
Nah, not you, bro. I'm talking about her. I'm going to say it, because we had someone who was not black on the show. And,
I was accidentally racist.
and she was racist as
I
fuck.
was straight up.
Look, so she asked the question. The question, she's supposed to just read it, but she reworded it in her own head and then said the shit, and I could not believe
So
what she
look,
had said.
This is the actual question. Open up, motherfucker. What's wrong with this cheap ass?
So the
shit?
question is,
It was one of those moments.
Yeah, and I swear to God, like in
And
my head, there was no way this white man didn't have both of his parents living in the
so
same
she
house.
goes, who gets the
and
parents?
I heard it,
Who
I
gets
heard
the
it
house
after I
first?
said it.
You or your parents? And I went,
and I'm
What?
I'm like, oh, did I fucking just say that shit?
You
And
just
I was
said-
hoping he didn't notice. And I looked dead in his fucking face, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
I'm like, how in the fuck? So everybody else ain't got a motherfucking mom and dad in the house except for these
bro.
guys? What the fuck? And he was like, I was gonna say something too, like, what the fuck?
Those are the comedy moments like I think of. Well, I don't know what the movie was, but it was Cat Williams getting visited by his wife with the Caucasian baby.
Who's that?
He's from the Caucasus Mountains. He's licensed it.
At least
Came
once a
out
week.
with the credit score of 647.
At least once a week, I said, whose goddamn white baby is that?
I
That's
never,
racist.
and they call me because I'm on that Vikings. He's a Viking. Like, real talk. Like that's the thing. Like now, I've learned to take that from being in predicaments in my life. To take the hate is just some funny shit.
Yeah,
man.
it's super funny.
But
'Cause-
seriously, that was the whitest baby I've ever seen. And them glasses, no.
And the guard was in the
He
back.
look like Officer Joshua.
He's like, this one might be mine. That one definitely
Officer
ain't.
Joshua, hell no. And then him saying, "Bitch, you been fucking the guard." Like that shit was priceless.
I'm telling you.
God damn it. Okay, is hip hop a culture or a lifestyle?
It's a culture, and with the culture, it is a lifestyle. That's all in the same category because it has its elements. I mean, like with anybody who does it, whether you guys do a podcast or like Jizzo with the cipher, once you get into this, usually, if you love it, you're doing something with it. So it definitely becomes a part of your life and a culture.
For sure. I agree.
Mainstream or underground?
Underground. That's what made me. I'm always rooting for the underdog. To watch the kid come from nothing that did it rather than the kid that had everything. I like the surprise.
What? Mike Kenny says J Norm hollering to women on Women's Day trying to get likes on fuckbook.
I am single.
Hey, man, don't knock and salute to Jory for watching my dog Rocco when he had nobody to watch him. When I had to leave town for the family emergency, Jory's a great human being. One love, brother. You see, people fucking love you, man.
But they're just good friends, man, from the past and all walks of life. Like
that speaks mountains about who you are as a person, for real. Like that speaks mountains, man. You should be take and receive.
No,
it,
I'm great. I'm so grateful for all the people I've gotten to meet. I'm so grateful for the people that helped me do the things that I've dreamed about. And it's like at the end of the day, a lot of it, like I said, the money I can't even show you it. But the memories and the pictures I have and the videos, like I can sit back and watch that all day. So I've never taken that for granted. I'm blessed. I think that's the only way to succeed in this business or anything that has to deal with people. If you're not a nice person, people don't want to be around you.
Big facts.
Especially on the social scene. If you're not a person that, speaks a little like, he's a little nuts, but he's right. Like you got to be that person sometimes because we live in a world where that's not going on. So when you get to do it and you can help somebody out and without being a dick, hey man, just a suggestion.
Right.
You could change somebody's life.
Or you could be a dick and do it. I do it all the time.
You are not wrong about that.
No, I'm actually a really nice fucking person. Little do you know. Little do you know. We got a show to do. Come on.
God damn it. Would you rather be better at writing or freestyling?
For me, freestyling. Because I could do it a little bit. I have my moments, but yeah, if it was a lot easier, like how some of my guys can do it, I would rather prefer that. I think once you do that, you're just like Shadow. He can write better than anybody I know, but if he's on a hot streak with the freestyle, you think it's written.
Yeah.
Shout out to Juice. He made that whole style. Even now with what he's releasing, it's all the underground backpacker off the top. And I'm sure he freestyled half them verses off the top.
Shout out to Juice, man. We got to get you back on the show.
I got to get to LA, man. I got to hang out with you. Another humble guy that doesn't have to be if he didn't want to be. And was in the community, was always out there taking pictures and talking to people and working with these underground cats that whether they had a name or not, he was doing it because he got it. And same with Crucial Conflict and all Do or Die Psycho. They're that type of people. They're that humble. Right. They've had gold records. So shout out to all my big brothers and sisters, man. I love y'all. They were bucket list dreams that came true, and I call them family. It's wild.
Yeah, that's dope, man. It's dope as fuck. That's why we had to have you back in here, man. Like for real. It's not the same. When we did it remote. And plus, we've grown a little bit. You know what I mean? Everybody grows. And just having you here in the studio, man, is just so fucking dope. And to be sitting with you and talking to you, man, is dope as fuck. And on top of that, you're dropping gems like a motherfucker.
I'm just glad wanted to be heard still. I'm just trying to be the best dad I can be nowadays. And that's my number one priority. All this stuff I love so much. And I keep it a part of my daily life, and I'm not in it like I was physically back then, but I middleman a lot of things. I try to go for quality over just numbers, and I believe in the culture. I believe I have a name to represent, and being in a crew that I'm from, I would never
What crew is that?
The 606, man.
Shout out 606. Any other crews you want to
Shout Nation. I'll always be fair. Hector McCoy, Juice. I mean, that was another time. I was just telling Jizzo. Shout out to Jizzo. Shout out to Save One from formerly from 7 Odds.
Shout out 7 Odds.
Saturday was the, I don't know, like 6 year? 6 or 8 year anniversary popped up on my memories, which once again, taking pictures and videos of your stuff, it popped up. And I think that was one of the golden moments in the last 10 years in Sub T as an event. As place was jam packed. There was a little tension because Shyrock and 7 Odds were at beef at the time, which once this event happened, whether it was win or loss on both sides, once again, the culture won.
Yeah, culture.
Because everybody shook hands and was cool. And after that, whatever little beef was supposed to be going on went away. And it was just a very memorable night. So when I seen him, I still got some of the flyers and stuff at my crib. And I'm looking at these things, and it's just monumental moments in hip hop on that level of the underground.
Right. Shout out to Save One.
Shout out to Save One. And I know he's married and got kids now. And
we all grew up, man.
Yeah, everybody's grown up, and it's a beautiful thing and a lot of good memories, even when there was a little, but they rapped.
Right.
They weren't shooting at each other, which they could have. And everybody, everybody's capable of crazy. There's a thing, like Grandma Norman used to say, there's a thin line between sanity and insanity in this world.
Big facts.
At any second in the world, you can choose that.
Mm-hmm.
So, tread lightly, try to be kind, and you're going to have an off day, try to stay away from people.
Exactly.
But yeah, great moment in time. Yeah, shout out to
y'all.
That was the guy who threw that custom made, shout out to him, part of Filthy Analytic Records. Works with Sound One and
dope Chicago
producer. He did March Madness and Bring the Noise. We did a beat battle league that he was actually throwing every once in a while. So once again, the promoting and middleman stuff I've been a part of culturally things that I've seen be really cool and have really cool moments.
That's what's up.
And there's different aspects to it, because whether it's good or bad, people come out. I remember telling somebody about that night that there was people that bought tickets because they wanted to see me lose, right? And so whether good or bad, I think it's all encompasses what we do. But like you said, we weren't fighting. Giggity TV was recording the whole battle.
Yeah.
500. Where the fuck were those 500 people? It was 500 live streams during our whole battle.
Yeah, and it was Giggity TV at the time. That was an around the world thing. So it could have been from anywhere. But that was the thing. It was just a good moment. There was no fighting. Nothing happened after the battle happened.
We took pictures after.
They shook hands. It went down as a legendary night. 8 years later, I still remember it. It's great.
Don't tell Jizzo he had a legendary night, please.
But it was. He did a big thing that night, because during those times when people were in Shyrock, things were going on. Excuse me. People didn't want to step up to the plate, and he did. Even when he could have just said, you know what, I ain't doing this. I don't want that heat coming at me. These guys were great rappers. There was a crew of them. They were sort of coming at him. Hey, man, all right, let's take it to the stage. That's how you do it. That's a little rap beef. It brings out the hype, just like the internet. Shadow will say it all day. He puts something happy on that shit. Ain't nobody liking it. Ain't nobody anything. You put some negative shit like, oh, fuck this dude. What dude? Who you talking about? Tell him. Bust him out. Let's get it. I got your back. What is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Especially at the age we're at. Chill out.
Yeah, go sit down somewhere,
As
man.
you defending your life, calm down. So, now in an older age, I look back at it and it's sort of funny, but those were pretty monumental moments, and it was pretty cool to be a part of it.
That's what's up. I think she forgot we're live.
She a fan of hip hop.
Yeah, no, I'm fanning out too, but goddamn.
Me too.
I'm talking a lot, though. It's my
No, you're good. You're good, Jory. You're good. This motherfucker right here.
He about to get electrocuted.
You okay?
Not the water. Damn.
Come over here.
Not in the camp. Not in the camp. In the camp?
In the camp.
It's in the camp? Not in the camp?
You about to.
You know that's the new saying, right? Not in the camp.
You about to be
not the budget, but not in the camp.
As soon as she shocks you, you about to be out the
Yeah,
club.
I know.
That's funny.
Then we all gonna go have a drink together.
Goddamn.
Okay.
On my behalf.
All
On
right.
my demise.
Would you rather roll with a squad or a solo?
A squad. I've always
I
rolled
was
with
just
the
about to
squad.
say, he ain't got no fucking choice. Jory is the
from-
goddamn squad.
From
That's true.
and you know what's cool though, man? I got a few squads where it's like I got my friends I grow up with, and till this day, every year we go on vacations together and hang like 25 of us.
Spoken like a real capo.
Shout out to I'm not, bro. I hang with the
Why
local
you-
dudes.
No,
though.
he
Why you
just
trying
said-
to bust
no,
them
he
out,
just-
though?
He just said, I got a couple of squads, a couple of guys over
No,
here, a
but
couple of
it's
guys
from,
over there.
from growing up with people that are my brothers and where I'm from and grew up, know my parents,
Can I-
people like that.
Can I say something about that, Joey?
Yeah.
Vicariously, I lived through you, bro, in those situations because I got just a real small handful of people that I know from back then. So to see you and all your brothers like that, and every year y'all continue to take these trips and do these things, that's a plus. Shit,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, and I'm once again blessed. Like I got friends that are really, really successful and are able to do things for us. And you know who you are, and we love you for it.
Spoken like a
But-
capo.
But the thing that
You know who you are.
But the thing about that is I'm making memories with these guys that some of them I've known since third grade, man. And like
Damn.
twice a year with them fully for a full week, talking about each other. So that, and then I got my Chicago hip hop family, which is a whole nother branch of people that are really my brothers and sisters too on all different types of levels. So networking and being good to people has always worked for me, man. And I try to keep that. I've never tried to be unfair with people. I'm straight up with you, whether I like you or not. And I'm loyal. And I think
Loyal.
that's
Loyalty.
one thing that
That capos need is loyalty.
no, I think that's what
and a little strong arm never hurt nobody, right?
Hey, but Jory, real talk though, bro. Like your networking, I think is 100. Because like real talk, there's been a lot of nights where I'm just like, I wonder what's going on in Chicago hip hop. I can show you my Facebook search. Jory Norman's at the top.
Yeah,
I'm
always.
I'm
You
always
want to know
looking
what's
at
going
your.
on.
I'm looking at your page all the time to
Yeah.
see if there's a show.
And what's funny
You know?
about that is even when I was going out with a bunch of my friends at 21, because we were in the club, I love dancing. I ended up with a Puerto Rican ex-wife and 2 half Puerto Rican children that I love dearly. But it's because I spoke a little and I could shake a little to it, you know?
Shake a
So-
little.
Come on now.
Shake a little.
Wow.
Shout out to 720 and all the good dance clubs. Because back in our day, we didn't have phones that really took pictures or videos. So you went to a club and you danced. You grabbed
Right.
a girl. Hey, you want to dance?
So,
And
don't
you
get
had
jiggy
one
right
foot-
now,
yeah,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? Knees hurt.
You see
You
him
couldn't
like
swipe
that?
right.
But,
There was no swipe.
My one was
we
about to
had
get-
genuine good times with even that back then, and you didn't have to worry about getting shot or you might have a fight here and there, and depending where you were, there could be a gun, but 90% of the time you were safe.
That's capo shit.
And we had fun. We weren't on videos. We
You're
weren't
safe here.
trying to get the next selfie. We were into each other,
Yeah.
so it was a good time, man.
Good time to be a capo, right? You just
I
walk in the
wish.
place. You walk in the place. Don't worry, it's
Yeah.
safe here.
Yeah.
Got my crew over here. Got my crew over here. It's all good. Don't worry
I
about
am
it.
setting myself up
Yeah,
for all
don't
of
worry
this.
about it.
So we could just slide past question number 5 because you literally just answered that. Are you a wallflower or do you dance in the club?
Yeah,
So,
That boy
I
gets
was-
jiggy.
I was, yeah.
West Coast funk or East Coast boom bap?
Oof. I'm boom bap.
Boom bap.
Although I love funk though too. Like now in my older age, I've always liked a whole array. My dad was listening to Zeppelin and Floyd. My mom was listening to Lionel Richie and Stevie Nicks.
What a mix.
I brought in Michael Jackson and EPMD at some point, and from that point on, I mean,
You guys had an American bandstand jumping off.
My
in the house.
brother's into underground alternative and like a guitar type cat. Where my younger brother, who's like a good 6 years younger than me, was into all the more EDM type. Like, fuck is you listening
Right.
to? Like.
The fuck is you
But
listening
I
to?
always grew up in 90s R&B, R&B, house music, that 90s, late 80s house R&B. We danced, we had a good
Right.
time. That's what it was.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Next question.
Is it true it ain't where you from, it's where you at?
Nah. I say being where you're from makes you. Because every life experience I had when I was younger, it either fuels something that makes me want to be more or want to not be.
Spoken like a real capo, huh?
I love that.
Spoken like a real capo. This guy's got the answers. This guy's got the answers.
I wish.
Is hip hop dead?
No, it'll never be dead. With people who are artists and musicians, for anybody to say an art is dead, I think it'll never die as long as humans are here. Once we are gone, then it'll go, but somebody will always be into it. I've watched it save too many lives for it to be something that's
Shout out to that.
Save too many
Shout out.
lives.
Say that shit again,
Hey,
Jory.
hip hop saves lives, man.
Yeah, save my motherfucking
1,
life.
2,
for sure.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Whether it's from the streets, whether it's from a situation mentally, if you love it and you can, and that's the thing, kids, you ain't got to be a rapper, you ain't got to be a DJ. You can be a producer. You could do a podcast. You could set up shows like I do. Like there's so many middleman things that got me to still taking pictures with
By middleman, he means capo.
like working at the shrine. I knew by getting myself in there on security, at some point I could pitch my speech about how I run with the longest hip hop running open mic in the world.
Right.
And from doing that and being like, fuck it. If Joe Russo says, fuck off, Norman, I was still bouncing and watching the shows.
Right.
But when he said, you know what? Choose an opening act for most stuff and figure out how to make money from it.
Hey, when those flyers started saying J Norm Presents on the top, that was hit.
Whoa.
That was
Say
hit.
that again.
When those fucking flyers out of nowhere started saying J Norm Presents on top, I was like, yeah.
Well, the funny story about that, the whole name thing, because once again, I was a bouncer, so I wasn't trying to be like,
but we knew who J Norm was.
Everybody knew who J Norm
No,
was.
but how that came to be was Joe Russo at the shrine put my government name over a poster in the shrine. It was bad enough I was like one of the only 2 white guys working security. So it was like threatening to my life when we had to kick people out. Like, I remember that white putting no, you don't.
Yeah.
That was my twin brother.
Yeah, twin brother.
You know, like, I got put in jeopardy. This guy put my full government name over the poster. And it's up everywhere in this all-black club that I bounce in. And most of the time I've gotten physical in. So the minute I walk in and see it, I'm hyped like, oh my God, most stuff, me. But why the fuck is my name up there?
Shout out to, real quick, shout out to Shannon Blunt. We love you guys. Heat, J Norm, Naj, thank you for your energy, sacrifice, and all you do for us who live to love this culture, man. Shout out Skid Rock, man. That's dope as fuck to say, bro. Appreciate that.
So I run into the office and I'm like, Joe, you got to take these posters down. My name's on it. Like, you're going to get me killed, bro. We're in the time of the internet now. Like, there's not too many Jories around that are males that look like me.
Right.
Like,
Or Normans.
you know what I'm saying? The Swedes are deep in Chicago, so there's probably a good amount.
Spoken like a real
So-
I knew
capo.
he was going to.
So
Shout out Richie. He says, watch that 8 viewers turn into 8K. Keep up the great work, man. Shout out to you, bro.
thank you.
El Chingon with the whatchamajigs and Suge ass capo.
Man.
Hey, you see? Hey.
So what
people know.
Man.
People know.
So what ended up happening was he's like, well, then come up with a
See
name.
how he
and
changed
give
something?
me
He
it.
just went right back into that shit. He just went right back into it.
Because I'll forget. I'm at that age where I'll forget. I walk into the kitchen and forget shit.
Oh, I hate that shit.
So I go in there and he's like, make up a name. So I go home and my little brother used to use J No all the time. Now, mind you, he's 6 years younger than me, still at the time, like in his 22. I'm like, hey, bro, I got to use J No. And he's like, the fuck you are? He's like, that's me. Fuck you mean? It's because all my siblings were all J
Right.
Normans. Jory, Jeremy, Julie, Jeff.
God damn. Somebody
Now-
like the letter J.
Now my clan now is JJ and Jax and my dog Jack.
God damn.
Like, I'm committed to it.
I see.
So with that being said, I'm like, bro, I got to use it. This guy's putting my name. He's like, fuck you are. That's who I am. He's 22, out of his mind at the time. Probably could take me. Would never admit it to him. But at the time, I was like, all right, it won't be J No. I run into Sean Doe in front of Sub T.
Shout out Sean Doe.
And he's walking by, and it's like 6 o'clock in the evening. I don't even know why I'm there that early. And I was like, hey, bro. He's like, hey, man, what's up? Always show me love. And this is like a Wicker Park moment in that moment. I was like, bro, this guy wants me to come up with a nickname. And I'm like, J Norm, like from Cheers. He's like, yeah. I was like, J Norm. He's like, that's it. I'll make you a logo. Walked off. Next day, text me the logo that I use to this day. And that's how J Norm was born. So
shout out to J Norm.
Then I was able to hide my identity.
Put some respect on that
from
name.
Bouncing at the shrine and not having my full government name out there.
Shout out to J Norm. Put some respect on that shit,
man.
Or we might send the Klan after you.
Hey,
I
you
like
better
it.
walk tread lightly.
No, not at all. I don't know what he's talking about.
The fuck?
I don't know what happened.
I like Richard Pryor.
What?
Hell no.
What we got next?
Major label or independent?
Independent.
Come on.
I think nowadays, if you can do it on your own and make some of the money that these guys are making, unbelievable. The one that comes to mind, and it's funny that we were saying white rappers earlier, is that dude Kasky. He's Yellow Wolf's like prodigy.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of his shit, and he's really, really good, and he's doing it all himself.
He's the guy does the like he does like some real dark shit.
Not really. He sings about everything. Like, you got to check him out, bro.
I know what you're talking
Production's dope. He's got a few bangers that were like a little commercial. That's how I like first even got into him. But he keeps on coming out, and like he's making the money, and he's doing it from an underground standpoint right off the computer.
Slug is still touring.
Yeah.
I mean, Slug's still touring, and that's 25 years later.
Yeah. Shout out to Psalm One. She just did, I think, a podcast with him.
Dope.
About how he tours and DJs for Old Boy or whatever it may be. I seen that. So check her out on that. But yeah, it's just networking, man, and connecting with people. It gets you places.
Right.
It's proven fact.
Go ahead.
Special places.
I like to preface this because if you already got the bag, what did you spend it on? Or if not, when you get the real bag, what's the first purchase?
Handing you $3 million right now, and you walk out with it. What's your first thing you buy?
It would be a big ass piece of land with a beautiful home for all my family.
Wow. Shout out to Jory, man, for the whole family. Because a lot of people say, buy some land or buy a house, but they don't bring their family.
There might be some tiny houses with aunties and uncles a little further into the valley. But they'll be there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We'll meet up at the market and grow shit together. And you know what I'm saying? But
they won't be in the crib.
You ain't in the crib.
I hear that.
You can put respect on my name once I'm dropping the bag like that, and you can stay down there with your free stuff, and we're good.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, the last question. White manager or black manager?
For doing what?
I don't know. If somebody had to manage the capo, would you want to be white or black?
For me, I can just be neutral with that? Because that's such a bad question.
No, it's not a bad question.
Yeah, a Latino woman, my preference. Manage me.
We've had people say women.
Yeah, I really don't have a color preference, so it would really depend on what she was managing me in. But yeah, I would prefer she too.
All right. McKinney 333 says, great show, great work. Shout out to Jay Norm for being a down-ass friend and tolerating my multiple mental disorders since high school. You my boy. You see how you impact people, man? Like, it's crazy. And
shout out to Mike, man.
From your standpoint, and I know you're humble as fuck, Jay, but from your standpoint, don't you do you ever sometimes walk into a room and go, fuck, man, I can't believe, these motherfuckers love me.
Yeah, man.
Me. They love me.
I get it a lot, and I'm very blessed, and that's what I'm saying. There's multiple people from the music scene and club scene and security, security alone. There's guys across the city that I've been in shootouts with and
Allegedly.
watch get hurt, and I'm talking ducking bullets, helping people, saving people. Like,
dude, I thought I
capo.
get in through doors free. I bet you Jory don't pay a cover
Nowhere.
Maybe
nowhere.
I don't know.
Nah, get the fuck
No
out of here.
cover, no
Nobody
drink,
believes that
No,
shit.
I don't.
nothing.
Back in the day when I was in like my prime of being out there and working, of course, because you were industry. But now I'm not out there like that. So the
Stop.
places
You
I would
believe
even
him?
go,
Do you believe him?
the
I don't
places
believe
I
it.
would
If
even.
you show up
I
at
don't
my
believe
door,
you.
you're getting
Because
in
I've
free.
seen, I've been places with Ants 13, and she walks in the door, ain't nobody paying shit.
But she's pretty active. She's pretty active, man.
That is capo talk.
But
huh?
see-
I don't need to go to the fucking club. The club comes to me.
I don't go out like that. I got a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I work a pretty hectic schedule, so I don't go out like that.
Managing
no
a
more.
mob is pretty fucking hectic. Yeah, it's pretty hectic. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of.
We
It's
gotta
a
make
lot
him
of,
some mob boss shirts after this.
Yeah,
Holla at me
Jay
for the
Norm,
shirts,
the mob
Jory.
boss. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? The ambassador. I'm gonna call you the ambassador.
That's
Jay
bigger
Norm,
than a
the-
camp, so we ain't in that conversation.
I don't even think we're in his camp. Are we in his camp? You're in his camp.
I'm in there.
Yeah,
you
you guys.
you're a made
definitely
man.
know. Jizzle
yeah,
and me
my
have
bad.
worked together, and like you said before, when the Tuesdays we thought were gonna go away, he was one out of 3 candidates that we all decided on and moved into a position. And
Wait a
then-
minute. Is that like we all sitting at a table?
Yeah, we're shadowing the night drinking Jameson.
I think it might.
We
be a
were-
little
we
deeper
were in
than
an
that.
empty
The way
sub
he's
seat.
making it sound, believe me,
Hey,
is
look,
way more
there's very
glamorous
few-
than what we do. Shadow and I, come on, man.
There's
Y'all
very
had
few-
them on.
Come
There's
on.
very few times when you get to go into subterranean during the daylight, and it's just whoever's supposed to be there type shit. So
Yeah,
we've
and
had-
that might be the most serious talk
Back
we
in the
had. Because
corner,
every
Yeah.
time
there's a
back then
table.
afterwards, we were
It's
drinking.
nice. It's barely
Yeah.
lit. There's a couple of things of fucking cognac. And he, come in and sit down. Have a seat.
Jesus, my brother, come on in.
Jory's coming. He'll be here in 10 minutes.
It's funny.
Sip your drink and be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the capo walks in the room.
But,
is that how-
but anyway, the pandemic.
no,
hit,
man.
bro.
Tell me how you became a made man.
The pandemic ended up hitting, bro, and all that went to pure pause.
Yeah,
and
went to
especially
shit.
because Subterranean is considered a music venue, so it's not just a
Yeah,
bar.
I'm already knowing.
It's
yeah.
in the music venue category, so they kept that one shut down even longer. And then we did have an exclusive show during the summer where the news came out to document. So that was really cool to see, like the news stations coming out, and it was like like 2 different channels coming
Yeah,
out.
and
And
that's
that was like special invites, so it was just like a handful of MCs in there, but it
And-
was a dope private show.
and
Like, there
that's
was no
another
one in the
thing, like,
audience; it was just us.
That
right?
moment, and then after that, we started doing it on. So we continued having our streak go because then we were doing it online.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's where Shadow and I again. I take my hat off to because these guys. And shout out to Brother Elephant Joel Hadley. He's based in LA. Got a lot of connections.
How the fuck do you remember everybody's name?
Because I video
That's a good
record
ass
these.
question.
How the fuck do you? Because I'm
You
over
know
here-
what's with the rappers I can, but the school I work at is really hard for me to remember kids' name, but I'll remember a face like
Probably because
nobody's
in real life you
business.
want to call them motherfuckers. instead
Right,
of-
yeah, yeah. In real life, you want to
Joseph
call
or
them
whatever
other
the
shit
fuck.
than
There's moments, but I'm cool. Everybody's cool.
yeah. That's the theme music. When you walk around, I feel like that's playing
I
in the
wish.
background.
You know how easy life would be.
Man,
I'm not on marble anything. Got
the funny
fake
thing
wood
is,
floors.
them damn high school kids still ain't gonna fall in line.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck.
and you know what's crazy with the kids at my school? They found out some of my social medias, and shout out to you guys, and that's why I'm wearing the yellow glasses. I had one thing on TikTok go viral, and it was me having a genuine shitty day talking about my glasses. And I TikToked it up with the little music that was ever running at that time. And bro, my phone started going boom, 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 boom. But like all the alumni, so I can't be friends with them,
By
but they
alumni,
can see me.
by alumni, do you mean made men?
No, no, not at all.
Associates?
Graduates.
Huh?
So
Soldiers?
all these kids that I've worked with and got to know through the years, we're all watching this and we miss you and love you and thanks for the message, and like moments like that and like stupid shit like that has made everything I've done up into this point with music and having security turn into like my livelihood. It's amazing. And shout out to SEIU, but we need more money, man.
Yeah.
I heard that.
More money. And I'm sure you can make it happen. Capo. I'm sure you can make it happen. Just saying.
Man, I
Make
wish.
them an
Well,
offer
look,
they can't refuse.
This has been amazing. Can we get some outro music? We normally have some motherfuckers rap, but we ain't gonna do that to you tonight.
Nah, man.
Because you've been spitting game all
And what a
motherfucking night
great,
anyways.
effortless conversation.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Well, I appreciate you guys and thank you for having me. It's an honor. I've been watching it since the beginning and it's getting better and I appreciate being here. And everybody who checked in from my past to now, I love you guys. Thank you guys. I hope to see you all soon. I don't get out enough. I'm trying to again. So thank you for tuning in and listening about my secondary life. I'm sure a lot of you didn't know.
Like my ass. Capo. Listen, man. Listen. This has been motherfucking amazing. Jay Norm was in the building tonight. We love you, man. We love your humility, love your energy, love your vibration, and a shit ton of motherfuckers in the city love your ass, man. For real, for real, for real. Shout out 606. Shout out Chirac Nation, Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
You know what it is. Shout out Jizzo. Shout out Ill For Real. Shout out UNRAP. Shout out Nas Vino. Shout out the engineer, man. I'm in a good motherfucking mood. I'm gonna go eat some motherfucking wings and some fucking fries and kick back and maybe have a drink.
Of water.
Of water.
Congratulations again
You know what I'm
on
saying?
that. Everybody be good out
Have me
there.
a coffee. Listen,
Don't forget to
awesome
like
show.
and
Shannon
subscribe.
Blunt says, awesome show, family blessings. Lyrics Versatile says, best episode ever. Love all the fam. Listen, man, y'all already know, man. This is UNRAP, baby.
Shout out to the Sub-T family, man. Love y'all.
UNRAP. And you know what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna be back at it like crack addicts, you know what I'm saying? Every motherfucking Friday at 8 goddamn 30. Get your shit together, man. That's 8:30 Chicago time, dummy. Get your shit right. Man, this is UNRAP, baby. I think we about ready to dip up out this bitch.
Like,
Shout out
subscribe,
Jay
and
Norm,
comment.
man.
Why ain't we
In the
rapping?
building.
Why ain't we rapping?
Nah, man, we ain't getting you on the mic, bro. It's not your night. It's Jay Norm's night.
And I ain't rapping.
And he ain't rapping. This has been UNRAP, baby. It's been a lovely one. It's been fucking an honor and a motherfucking blessing having you on the show, man.
Thank
Shit's
you
been
for
dope as
having
fuck.
me, man.
Effortless conversation.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Norm in the motherfucking building.
Yeah.
Let's go. We out this bitch, man. Peace, peace. See you next Friday.